This is LIVENODING. In this episode, I want to share the breakdown of my creations. It's basically kind of like the default cube, and it's being eaten from the inside, and it's kind of like an abstract artwork. I don't know why I created this, but I think it's a quite interesting model. Each one of them has a different variations, and it is actually animated. And I can increase the number of the Boolean, and you might notice it's getting more complicated the more you increase the count. Let's use the most basic one. So 50 cubes, kind of doing these abstract animations from the inside, and I can randomize the seed. Again, I can increase the count, and yep. It is very basic, very simple, but this, let me explain the whole thing. This is like a golden cube, default cube. So the default material is this gold materials, and I can actually bring this up. Doesn't matter because geometry nodes will modify the material. And let's go inside the cube. So this is the base cube. I'm actually setting 4 materials inside geometry nodes, including this colorful one. And of course we're gonna have Boolean. But before we have the Booleans, let me actually explain it this way. It's a lot easier. So we have this. This is just the kind of like random cubes, each one with different materials being assigned, and the random material is coming from here, set material index. So if I really want to explain this, I should start with the instance on points. Okay, so it's a kind of messy, but it's all begins here. Instance on points. And I started with this mesh line actually, and there's a count because we can control the counts of how many we can generate, how many cubes you can generate. And then I use random value to basically randomize the position of the box or the points of which I can randomize with a cube. So this is basically just cubes that's been randomized in scale and position, and it's becoming the cutter for our default cubes. Okay, so it's really simple. Just cube and instance on points. I can replace this cube with sphere. For example, icosphere. And we have something completely different. And this will become the cutter. For now, just keep it simple. Okay, so instance cubes, and then what's happening next is I'm setting the positions of the cube using these animations. So this is the kind of offsetting our randomized cube using noise. So the noise can be randomized whatever you like, but it's just basically using noise texture and 4D and animating the noise texture. So from that noise, I'm separating it into 3 different values, and actually I can grab this one so it's more random, and then plugging this into vectors, and then use this as the offset positions for our instance cube. All right, so what else is what else next is the randomizations of the cube itself. Just pretty much, yeah, just cube that's been scaled randomly. I didn't rotate the cube just for simplicity. And from here we realize instance. So without realize instance, we actually will have cube with the same color. But if we realize instances, it's become real geometry. So we can now set material and then use the material random and randomize the material index using this node. And then so put everything together. So the default cube, which is this gold cube, let me bring the golden cube back. Control Option / using right mouse button, and then let me show you. This is the result. So the golden cube being cut by the smaller cubes in all random fashion. Probably to make this a little bit better, I should have used the bounding box and then just scale the bounding box a little bit. So it's always covering our cutters. So this is the cutter objects and this is the box itself. So I think the box, the container, is giving kind of like a structure to our smaller boxes. So by creating this, and then make sure you actually enable hole tolerance and self intersections. You can use the difference, you can also use intersects. Maybe use the difference in this case. So if you want to have different variants of this box cutter, just randomize the seed over here. Okay, so if it's too boxy, maybe replace this with different value, 1.7. Yeah, looking a little bit better. Yeah, probably like I said earlier, I should have perhaps just used bounding box. And plug this into this scale. We need to scale the bounding box. Okay, so maybe this is better. If you are doing it this way, the shapes will change every time. So the actual shapes of the box will be different. Kind of interesting. Maybe we can even like subdivide the box and then randomize further with the noise. I'm not gonna do that. We could scale our noise perhaps. Yeah, but anyway, that's basically what I want to show you. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.